What is Omdo Studios? I realize that's something that I haven't really talked about or why I started. For those of you who don't know, my name is Alan Taylor. I'm the creative director and founder. I had my own label 10 years ago now. It was an amazing experience. I was part of Fashion East, showed in London, sold in Paris, got some great stores, got to work with some great people. But the whole business model of starting a brand in London just wasn't working. It wasn't set up for smaller brands. Showing collections, selling to stores, it costs tens of thousands of pounds, really, if you're going to do it right, which I didn't have, which a lot of people don't have. And you just get burnt out. There was a lot of people ahead of me who were considered incredibly successful, but then being on the inside, I realized everyone was just struggling to keep their brands afloat. I'd stopped my brand. I took some time out. I was working for different companies, but I wasn't doing any of my own thing. And eventually ideas started to grow very organically. New fashion brands, furniture, ceramics, homeware, publishing, with the idea of sustainability in mind, not just environmentally, but in terms of a business model, looking at the sustainable way of running a business, especially starting from scratch. And I realized all of these companies were trying to solve the same problem, but coming at it from different angles. They all led to this one point of trying to redefine what is a luxury brand, changing the way we work, promote, produce, and consume, creating a holistic option that isn't tied down to one way of working. And I realized that the single business model that we needed is not restricted to a single form, rather is adaptable to each project that is created. From the fashion side, it was realizing that the model that we currently work in is so intrinsically linked to the model of the 70s when the contemporary idea of a fashion show was born. We still work on doing a fashion show because you need the magazines to see, going to showrooms to sell to stores, wholesale, and then producing it in the same way through factories. Now, we have access to the internet and almost a direct access to our consumer, so we are able to work in tandem with the magazines to get out to our audience. We have online retail that is readily available to everyone today for a very affordable price, so we work in combination with the stores to get our product out to these customers. And we have these different ways of working. We have more sustainable, small form ways of working, made to order, upcycling, that all are working their way into the zeitgeist and have been for the past decade. So we've come so far past that, and Omdo Studios is my creative outlet to realize this vision. Every project that we work on is broken down to its core, not restricted by any processes of the past. And we look at design, production, promotion, and distribution, and look how these can be more sustainable, not just in the environmental sense, but in the business sense, while putting out an elevated, interesting, captivating, inspiring product. The way I'm looking to work is every project that we start, we will break down each of those sections, those 4 sections, and see the best way that each can be done. We experiment and look at every single way that we can get it from a concept to finished project out to the person in the most effective way. And one of the things I noticed about all these brands, the way they're getting burnout, the way they're getting fed up, it was just stifling creativity. I hated that idea because I've got so enthused and energized from when I first came to London and seeing these incredible brands happening, that I had this idea that it was going to be the most creative process. And it is to a very short extent, and then it got stifled down by the business models and everything that gets caught up in it. So that's how I wanted to change. So I truly believe, and I hope other people will take on the same idea and business model, that this is a way that we can reinvigorate that creativity, reinvent what brands can be, and essentially change what the luxury business model is at the moment. So that's how Omdo started. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you have any ideas, if you know other brands that are doing something similar, we're all about community here, so we'd love to hear from you and love to hear about other people doing work so we can collaborate together.